4 volumes, 1,000 color cards, wood boxes, tabs, categories. Serena Clark has completely rebuilt the color cube, and today we're going to see exactly what's new, what's changed, and whether you really need an upgrade. Sarah kindly sent me volumes 3 and 4, the ultra sexy Black Bear, as a gift. This video isn't sponsored and all of the opinions are my own. Affiliate links are in the description if you'd like to check them out. Before we dive in, let's talk about why the color cube exists in the first place. It is basically your cheat sheet for color harmony. You can use it for coloring books, paintings, crafts, digital art, anything that needs colors that work beautifully together. I've always been a color person. I love it in my art, my home, and even in my clothes. I once had a magenta bedroom and I absolutely loved it. I'm not someone who sticks to the same palette. I'm obsessed with exploring new color combinations and expressing myself through them. And that's why the color cubes work so well for me. They're like a creative playground for color lovers. Maybe you're designing a room and you can't decide on decor colors, or maybe you're making a patchwork quilt, which by the way has totally been on my bucket list for years, and you're trying to pick fabrics that actually match. Or maybe you're creating a handmade gift and you want it to look stunning, something where the recipient says, wow, these colors are amazing, and you'll smile and say thank you. Don't worry, your secret is safe with us. We will never tell them that you used a color cube palette to help you design your gift. That's what makes the color cubes so useful. It takes away the stress of color selection and replaces it with instant inspiration. Throughout this video, you'll see both the new black color cubes and the original white ones. Anytime you spot the white cubes, those are from the first edition. I wanted to show the difference side by side in real time so you can see for yourself what's actually changed between editions 1 and 2. Alright, first impressions, these black cubes look freaking amazing. The colors of the cards pop so much more against the dark wood. They look sleek, professional, and just really beautiful sitting on my shelf. They're also heavier than the originals because they are made from wood and not folded cardboard. They feel sturdy and solid, and they are definitely built to last. If you drop one of the original cubes on your foot, it would definitely bruise your toes. If you drop one of these, you may need medical. Just kidding, but the difference is real. They're sturdy with sharper corners compared to the curved edges of the first edition, and they just feel more premium in every way. The cards themselves have kept the same clean functional layout as the original set, with a photo on the front and the colour swatch displayed either below or beside it. On the back, you'll find the same swatches again, this time with the colour names and the hex codes. Sarah also added a light tint and a dark shade for each colour, which is incredibly handy when you want to build depth and shadows or bring highlights into your art. Across all 6 boxes, the 4 new volumes plus the original 2, there are now 1,100 cards in total. About 100 cards from the first edition have been retired, leaving 1,000 active palettes in the new release. You can find the list of retired cards on Sarah's website. She's explained that these were the cards she wasn't completely happy with, and honestly, we've all been there. We've all made something we thought was good at the time, but later, wish we'd done it differently. She's just refining the set to make sure everything meets her current quality standards. If you own one of the originals, don't feel bad about these 100 being retired. Think of them as collector cards. You're one of the lucky people who own the rarest of rare color cube palettes. It's like having a Dandelion Crayola, long gone, but still very much loved. Now, some people online have said this new edition is just a money grab, that Sarah's re-releasing the same thing and mixing the original 400 colors into the 4 new boxes. Here's the truth. Yes, there are some duplicates, but this isn't simply a reprint. Products like this take months, sometimes years of planning, design work, and testing. You can't fix all limitations or add big improvements without rebuilding the product from scratch. And that's exactly what this edition is, a rebuild. Does it make your old cubes obsolete? No way. If you loved them before, you'll still love them now. The originals still work perfectly. The difference is that this newer version is designed to be faster to use and easier to navigate. One of my biggest struggles with the first edition was not having a quick way to find the card I wanted. You had to flick through hundreds of cards to see every palette. A few days after buying my original cubes, I actually emailed Sarah's team asking if I could add on the color catalog PDF. It's a searchable digital file that lists all the cards by category, Christmas, food, seasons, and more. They were amazing and they gave me the bundle price even though I did buy it separately. The catalog became my go-to tool. I could find the right palette in seconds, and then I would find the card that I wanted to use from the cubes and use it. Now that same functionality is built right into these new boxes because this time the cards are actually organized into categories. Each section starts with an index card that lists the category name and shows thumbnails of every palette in that section. On the back, you'll find the same index again, but this time with each thumbnail and card number so you can easily find and refer to specific palettes. You can flip straight to the category you want and see everything at a glance. It's simple, but honestly this change completely transformed how usable these cubes are. And the categories themselves are so much fun. They're grouped by theme now. If you love natural tones, natural wonders and sandy shores might be your thing. If you like bold or dreamy looks, you've got Neon Glow, Sugar Rush and Petals in Bloom. And if you're into the more moody atmospheres or stylized art, there's fantasy, cyberpunk, vintage vibes and Into the Woods. Each section starts with a tab divider that sticks up above the cards, so when you open the box you can see the tabs all at once. You can go straight to ocean life, cityscapes, floral arrangements, whatever suits your next project. It's fast, it's logical, and it's honestly what the system has always needed. The box design itself has also been slightly updated. The lid now opens lower down than the original box, which makes it a lot easier to browse through the cards. They're not as hidden inside a deep, dark box. It's also easier to actually grab the cards out now, which is a small but welcome change from the older boxes where the cards were packed so snugly you sometimes had to wrestle them out. To really flick through them, I find it easier to remove a few of the cards first so the rest have space to move. That was true for both the old and the new cubes since they're tightly packed to protect the cards. The difference though is that in the old boxes you could only really see the tops of the cards when you did that. With the lower lid design you can actually see more of the cards while flipping through, and the lid itself also doubles as a handy tray for holding the ones you've pulled out. The instruction card is still included like before, but it's been updated. It now is brightly coloured and has a tab top, which means it doubles as a placeholder. If you take out a card, you can mark where it belongs instead of losing track. It's a small upgrade, but a really practical one, and anything that keeps things tidy means more time for creating and less time for hunting where things go. Now there's also a new digital companion app coming soon, the Colour Companion. I don't have access to it yet, but it is essentially the Colour Cube in an app form. It will be available as either a subscription or a lifetime option, and yes, that subscription fee has raised some eyebrows. Here's why it makes sense though. The app lets you add in every single art supply you own, whether it's a full set of pencils or paints or just a few random ones you've picked up over the years. You can include that handful of loose pencils you bought individually or the ones you mysteriously inherited from your great-grandmother's art stash. Once they're in there, the app matches all of your colours to the Colour Cube palettes. That means Sarah's team has to maintain a massive, constantly updated database covering pencils, markers, paints and more from every major brand and new release. Keeping that up to date is exactly what the membership helps support. You'll also be able to use it as your own inventory tracker, so when you're in an art store trying to remember which pencils you've already have, just open the app, check your list and avoid buying duplicates. Looking at you, Liquitex Transparent, Viridian Hue and your identical twin brother in my drawer. Between the sturdier wooden boxes, the new index cards, the updated box design, and the upcoming Colour Companion, this edition feels like a thoughtful evolution. It doesn't replace the old, it builds on it. As is your gift, I want to make sure I give you as many facts about the product as possible so you can decide for yourself without being pushed into buying something you cannot afford. If you already have the original Colour Cubes and you use them regularly, they're still an excellent resource. If you didn't know there was even a new version coming out, you'd still be perfectly happy with what you have. You already have 250 to 500 palettes, which, let's be honest, is more than you'll ever need. If you're someone who thrives on creative chaos, the new system may not stay neat for very long anyway. You'll pull out a few cards, shuffle them around, and the next thing you know, the categories will be a distant memory. But if you're like me, someone who loves being organized and wants to find the perfect palette without having to dig through a box like a raccoon in an art store, the new edition might be perfect for you. And my personal tip, if you can only grab one or two, go for the black boxes. There is absolutely no scientific reason for that statement. They're just really pretty. The colors pop against the black, they feel sleek, and I can't stop staring at them. That said, the best part about the new system is that you can actually choose the volumes that suit your own personal style. Each box has its own mix of categories, so you might love the natural and seasonal tones, or maybe you're more into the bold colors and fantasy vibes. For me, box 4 is the clear winner. Half the categories in there are the ones I'd use all the time, so it just makes sense for me. But that's the beauty of these boxes. You can pick the ones that fit you and your art. If you're brand new to the Colour Cube, welcome. Your creative life is about to get a whole lot easier. These little boxes of colour have completely changed how I approach every art project. They've taken the hardest part, the decision making, and turned it into the fun part. Using a palette that was already picked for me reminded me why I fell in love with the color cubes in the first place. Instead of overthinking my choices, I could just focus on the actual painting, the part I enjoyed the most. It just made sense to use the help, and that's what I love about them. They remind me that creativity doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to start somewhere. Sometimes all it takes is one beautiful palette to spark an idea, and suddenly you're off creating something you didn't even know you wanted to make. I genuinely believe the color cubes are something every creative person will fall in love with. Whether you have the first editions or these beautifully redesigned new volumes, they've made color choices easier, faster, and honestly more fun. For me, they're an absolute must have and a huge game changer for anyone who creates with color. So tell me in the comments, which color cube box do you think would suit you best? Are you drawn to natural tones and landscapes, or do you love the bold fantasy colors more? I'd love to hear how you'd use yours. You'll find all links in the description below. Some of them are affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra, but they really help support my channel so I can keep making more of videos like this. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!